What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This time we're going to have something a wee bit different than normal, even though it's still going to be kind of a let's play video. It's also going to be a tutorial video, but with the recent two videos that I did for deck unboxings for Gundam TCG, I decided to go onto the Gundam TCG website and take a look at their tutorial app. They also have it for download on iOS and Android if you guys want to give it a try. Unfortunately, I've already done tutorial 1, but in this video, I'm going to redo tutorial 1 for you guys. And then the next video, we're going to do tutorial 2. And then any video after that is basically going to be free fight mode just to kind of get used to the game. But anyways, whoa, what are you doing? The heck just happened here? Sorry about that. My my stream deck decided it wanted to fall over for some reason. Anyways, as I was saying, let's get right into it. So the bad thing is, as you guys can see right next to me, this way, there we go. The little black thing in the bottom corner of the gameplay, that's the actual Gundam Card Game logo. So, because my main monitor, as I've said before, is an ultra wide, but you guys are only viewing what's in basically 1440p, 1080p format in this specific thing. But as I said, I've already done tutorial 1. We haven't touched tutorial 2 yet, but in this video we will be doing tutorial 1 for you guys. I will read some of the stuff, but I'm not going to read all of the things, so you guys are going to have to pay attention to. And that's a white-ass screen. Alright, so tutorial 1 includes 10 chapters. These chapters will explain the fundamentals of gameplay. I should say of the gameplay, but I'm not going to get too nitty-bitty. Now, I could auto this if I wanted to, but I'm just going to go through it with you guys. It's probably like a 10-15 minute thing anyways. When certain combinations of pilots and units are paired, like Armor and Gundam, they become a stronger unit called a link unit. Tapping on yellow highlighted text passages will show detailed explanations. Read more about any term you don't completely understand, so you guys can do that if you want to. I've already known what link unit was because I've paid attention to the card game since it was in its beta mode. Unfortunately, I've never got a chance to pick up a beta box, but I wanted to get a beta box, but I was never able to find a beta box around, so I had to wait till global release of the card game, unfortunately. Alright, so this is the play area. I'm going to be making a custom map of mine that's going to be similar to this. So what I will technically do, you guys are going to watch me do this right now, is because I do have it open, is I'm going to hit this, and then we're going to kind of do that. That way I can save it, but for now I'm going to lower that. That's just so I can have something to mess with when I go back on to playing around with Photoshop, because I do a lot of Photoshop stuff. So the big area in the middle is our battle area. This is where we place our units to battle. I believe we're only allowed it, as far as I remember, it hasn't said it in the tutorial so far, but we're only allowed 5 units in the battle area, I believe. This bottom area is the resource deck area, so like let me see if I can find it. So right here I kind of have my I think this is Siege Strike deck, but there we go. So in the resource deck area, let me kind of go back into this camera. So in the resource deck area, you're basically gonna put these cards, because these are your resources. You get 10 regular resources, and you can have up to 5 EX resources. But if you're going second, you get to use this as like an extra thing. I don't know why going second does that, but when we get to the base section, everybody starts with this specific base. But anyways, as I said, the base section right here, this is our base section, so that's where the base goes. And then we have our shield cards, where you take the top 6 cards after we grab our hand and place them there. Our resource area, that's where that 10 card resource, that 10 15 card resource deck goes. And then our resource area, which is where we place it onto the field to use to pay the cause. Then we have our deck area, and then our trash area. In the middle is pretty much where you put like all your extra cards and whatnot that you're going to be using, like your tokens, your EX stuff, and all that. I don't have to read that because I kind of just went into like a full explanation of that. All right, this is what the in-game one looks like, by the way. In this app, your playmat appears as shown above, so that's what the in-game version looks like. So we have our base section here. Our shields will go down right here. We have a shield count, deck area, which should be somewhere, but I think it just randomly draws from somewhere. Our resource area. So this white little section and this section is what the resource is. The resource automatically goes into there. We have the trash area, and then what's in our deck. Surprisingly, it doesn't have a hand counter, which is it has one on the red one, but it doesn't have one on the blue one. I was gonna say it's surprisingly weird that it doesn't have a hand counter. A deck, it must be 50 cards, and it must have units, pilots, commands, and bases in it. Up to only 2 colors may be included in a deck, so you can have a blue-white, blue-red, blue-green, any other color you want. You could even do monocolor if you wanted. Up to 4 cards of the same card numbers, so like card number, again, the little number up here, you guys won't be able to see it very well from there, but the number up at the top of each card has a number up here, and you can have up to 4 of those specific numbers of a card in your deck, as long as things equal 50. The one thing I am trying to learn is how many bases you can have in a deck. I'm thinking it's only 6, but I don't know for sure. Resource deck, 10 cards, so that's like the main resources, but you can have up to 5 EX resources, and so technically a 15 card resource deck, but you have your 10 resource, and then your EX stuff goes onto the side somewhere. And then when your playmat is in place, start preparing your cards. You'll need a deck and a resource deck, like what we just kind of went over. Let me get it back to this screen here. Last screen put us back to this screen. So up here is the deck area, obviously. After preparing your cards, shuffle your deck and place it face down in the deck area. Shuffle for us, but it's going to go to down there. And then next, place your resource deck face down in the resource area. After that, determine player 1 and player 2 using a method such as rock, paper, scissors. You can roll dice, flip a coin, anything. Rock, paper, scissors, just like the most common thing that most card games try to use. First, draw 5 cards from your deck. So these are going to be the first 5 cards that we drew for this. We have Thoroughly Damaged, which is also it's a command pilot. It's Hayato Kobayashi as a pilot, but I don't think he's an actual pilot, but I could be wrong. I still need to watch some of the Gundams. Then we got Demi Trainer, level 1 cost Gundam. We got Zowart, Amuro Ray pilot, and then we got a base card in our hand. Your starting hand can be redrawn 1 time. This time we're actually going to keep it according to this, but what you'll do in an actual game, if you don't like your hand, you have to take all 5 cards, put it on the bottom of your deck, draw 5 new ones, then shuffle the deck, and then what you get that next time is the hand that you have to keep regardless. Then now we're going to place 6 cards from the top of our deck into the shield section of your shield area, 1 card at a time, starting nearest you, so like closest to you, moving outwards towards the base section. And then when you take damage, I don't know if it'll explain it in the video for sure or not, But when you take damage, you have to take from the furthest card from you all the way down. And then the damage taken does not go into your hand, it goes into the trash. After that, place an EX base token card onto the base section of your shield area. So I went over this a little bit already. An EX base is a token with 0 AP and 3 HP. Player 2 also places one active EX resource token into their resource area, so they automatically start at resource 1, level 1. An EX resource is a resource token that can be used temporarily to pay costs. They forgot the 2 part. So with the EX resource thing, if you're going second and then you use it, you have to take that EX resource and put it into like your extra card zone. That's not necessarily on the game mat, because once you use it, you can't use it again. So that's what that's pretty much for. Battle preparations are complete. The game ends when either player wins by satisfying one of the following victory conditions. You deal battle damage to your opponent when they have no cards in their shield area. Battle damage is damage dealt by a unit according to its AP. Your opponent has no cards in their deck. The battle begins. Pay close attention to the order it progresses in as you are playing. The first phase is the start phase, obviously. At least you guys can see the whole battle area when I'm in the specific part of the game. Alright, in the start phase, all rested horizontal cards on the player's field are set as active. Vertical, you have no rested cards at the moment, so move to your draw phase. We'll automatically end up drawing a card in this app. In this app, rested and active will appear as shown above, so rested is slightly tilted and active is straight up. Entering the draw phase. In this phase, you draw one card from your deck, obviously. Added GM to your hand. It's a level 2 1 cost. So basically what the resources is, each resource you have, so say you have one resource, that's one level that you have, so you have to pay attention to levels. So if you have a level 1 cost 1, you can play that card. But if you have a level 2 cost 1 but you only have one EX or one resource card, you can't play the level 2 card until you get another resource card. After drawing a card, you end the draw phase and move to your resource phase. This one's pretty much going to automatically do it for us. Entering the resource phase. In this phase, you place one resource card from your resource deck area face up and set it as active in your resource area. In this app, a card will automatically be placed into your resource area when you enter your resource phase. So, as I was saying down here from earlier, those 2 sections just tell you what level you are and how many resources you have as well. So, 1, play a card from the hand, activate main effect, attack with a unit. So this is like the main phase. You can attack. So you pay costs, play a card. You can't attack right away, unfortunately. But if you already had a card, you can attack with that card that's already on the field. Then you can pay another cost to put another creature or whatever, or play a command and all that stuff as well. So like you do everything basically in your main phase. Entering the main phase. In this phase, you can perform any or all of the 3 actions listed above as I was trying to describe. So you can play a card from the hand, activate main effect, attack with a unit. This time, do nothing and end your turn, because obviously we can't play anything. Well, we can play one thing in our hand, but it's not going to have us do it, which is a little odd. That concludes our explanation of the basic order a battle is fought in. Next, we'll learn about the point unit. Hopefully it has us to play the one that I was like, we should be doing that one next. Alright, so here it kind of goes over the level and the cost. So level 3, cost is 2. So the level is a field if you have 3 or more resources, as I was describing earlier. Rest 2 resources to pay the cost. Now try playing a card, deploying a unit from your hand. You can pay the cost of a card in your hand whose level is satisfied to play it. You currently have 5 resource cards in your resource area, so you can play any card that is level 5 and costs 5. So looks like we're going to be playing Gundam here. Try deploying that Gundam unit card from your hand into your area. So it's going to highlight it for us, and then we just click and hold it. So if you guys can see my mouse here, just clicking the left click and then holding. All right, here we are. Sorry about that. It like completely closed out of the game for some reason when I did that. But as I said, you're just gonna left mouse click it when you grab the highlight card and just drag it into the blue area, and should automatically pay the costs for you. And then you get your message that says you successfully just deployed a unit. Attacking immediately with that deployed unit would be nice, but units, as I said earlier in the video, cannot attack during the turn in which they are deployed. So basically summoning sickness. That concludes our explanation of deploying a unit. Next we will learn about attacking. There's going to be a lot of attacking stuff, by the way. Now I'll explain attacking. Go ahead and try attacking your opponent. You can do this by arresting one of your active units. Your attack target can be either a rested enemy unit or the enemy player. So if your opponent has any vertical cards, you can't attack those cards. So meaning you can go directly towards their base, attack their base, or their shields if they have just shields until they lose shields. But if they have any rested units, I'm not sure if you have to attack the rested units or if you can choose to attack the rested unit or go for the base. If this was my game and I created it, I would definitely make it where you have to attack the rested unit before attacking the base. But that's just me. So I might create a card game similar to this that does that. Alright, so the number on the left at the bottom of the card is your attack power. A number showing the card's offensive strength in battle. I call it attack power. I think they call it attack points. And then HP, I call it health points, just like anybody else. I don't know if they call it health points or hit points. A number of a card showing defensive strength. A card is destroyed and moves to the trash when its HP becomes 0. So when cards attack, it's going to explain it in probably the next couple of slides. So the AP of the card goes up against the HP of the card. So say with our Demi trainer here, we have 1 attack power, but there's Zaku 1 has 2 defensive. We would lose that battle no matter what, because their AP would go up against our HP, so they would attack each other basically in battle. So it's the AP versus the HP. So he would destroy my Demi trainer, and he would lose 1 HP on his Zaku 2. So so you got to pay attention to that when you guys do battles and whatnot. And then before attacking, be sure to check as I was just describing, check the attacking card's AP and HP. So this one's telling us to attack the enemy player. There are currently no rested enemy units, so try attacking the enemy player. In this situation, when your attack target is the enemy player, they have a card in the base or shield section of their shield area. You'll be attacking that area. This time the opponent has a card in their base section, so the unit attacking that enemy base deals the amount of damage equal to its AP to that base. So basically you don't click it, but you're gonna hit the base over. So you're gonna click and hold on your unit and then drag it over to the base and then hit attack. So our AP hits its HP, so they lose 1 HP. And we take 0 damage, they take 1 damage to that base. You manage to deal damage to the enemy's EX base. If you can deal 2 more damage, you should be able to destroy it. Damage counter, like you can do dice, or what I got with the 2 trial decks, you get these little thingies. You can't really see them in the small camera, but they're damage counters. When playing with actual cards, use some kind of damage counter, dice, etc. to record the damage with. The EX base received 1 damage this time, so we'll record that damage by placing the one side facing up. Next, let's review an attack on a unit. Attack the Zaku. So basically do the same thing and then drag it over to the Zaku and then hit attack. So it's going to be 3 AP versus 2 HP. So they're going to lose, and then we're going to lose 1 HP. And then damage is persistent in this game, by the way. If the attack target is an enemy unit, both battling units simultaneously deal damage equal to their own AP. This time the Zaku 1 was destroyed, but the attacking Gundam also received damage equal to the Zaku 1's AP 1 damage. That concludes our explanation of attacking. So far, so good. Next, we'll learn about attack, effects, and shields. Now I'll explain attack effects and shields. Attack the enemy player. Okay. The attack effect activates attack. This unit gets +2 AP +2 during this turn. Zaku 2 has an attack effect. This effect activates when it declares an attack. So basically, attack their base. That does all 3 damage to their base and basically destroys their base. You destroy the opponent's EX base, go ahead and attack them again. So next card, obviously. Shields have 1 HP each. Receiving 2 or more damage still only destroys the first shield. You're always going to check those shields whenever they get hit, and they're going to go to the trash, because there's things called, as it's saying right here, burst effects. If a destroyed shield card has a burst effect, it can be activated, but this time the card will be sent directly to the trash. That concludes our explanation of attack effects and shields. Next, we'll learn about pilot cards and link cards. Now I'll explain pilot cards and link units. Begin by deploying that Gundam from your hand into your battle area. A unit cannot attack on the turn it is deployed, but a link unit can. So this is why link units are good. Try turning that Gundam into a link unit. So we're gonna, I believe it's Armor Ray. And they have AP modifiers as well. A unit's AP and HP increase when it is paired with a pilot. And a unit paired with a pilot that satisfies its link condition is called a link unit. Link conditions, the conditions that are necessary to link a card, such as pilot names or traits. Units normally cannot attack during the turn in which they are deployed into the battle area. Link units can immediately attack during the turn in which they are deployed. Drag it on top, then hit yes. Now the Gundam has become a link unit. During your turn, all your units get +1 AP. A during pair effect is active while a pilot is paired with the units. Due to its effect, all of your units get AP +1 during your turn. When paired, choose one enemy unit with 5 or less HP. Rest it. A when paired effect activates when a pilot. Okay, it says the same thing as the last one. Choose the enemy Angelo's Garazulu as the effect's target. Try attacking immediately with that Gundam. It is a battle between units. You successfully used a pilot card and made a link unit. That concludes our explanation of pilot cards and link units. Next, we'll learn about burst effects and base cards. Now I'll explain burst effects and base cards. Begin by attacking the enemy player with that Gundam deployed into your battle area. There is no base in the enemy shield area, so the attack is on a shield. Alright, so this is explaining the burst effects. So burst effect activates. Deploy this card. A burst effect has activated. Burst effects are effects that can activate when a shield is destroyed and that card is turned over. Add one of your shields to your hand, then if it is your turn, deploy one rested Sharzaku 2 Neon unit token. So it's going to have 3 AP and 1 HP. And next, the deploy effect activates. Since it's not the opponent's turn, only the effect adding a shield to their hand activates. The opponent has deployed a base with their burst effect. Base cards are cards that support you in battle with their effects while also protecting your shields. No more than one base card can be deployed at a time. Try deploying your own base card from your hand. This is something I'm going to say besides the tutorial. Never, ever, 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 ever try to do this unless you absolutely need to. Never deploy a base card from your hand. So this one's activate main once per turn 2, deploy one Gundam White base team AP3 HP3 unit token if you have no units in play. Deploy one Gun Cannon White base team unit token if you have only one unit in play, or deploy one Gun Tank White base team 1 AP 1 HP unit token if you have 2 or more units in play. Finally, try using White base's activate main effect. Some activated effects include a symbol like 1 in their text as activation requirement. If an effect includes that requirement, you can satisfy it and activate the effect by paying the cost equal to the number in the symbol. White base's effect includes 2 as a requirement, so you can activate it by paying 2 cost. So we're going to tap the skill here. Hit yes. As you just saw, along with EX bases and EX resources, there are token cards that can be placed by some card effects as well. If when playing with actual cards you have no token card available, use any card that is not being used in the current battle as a token instead. The above Gunpla token is pre-painted. You can also place a Gundam assemble miniature sized Gunpla on top of a token. There's some decks actually have like a miniatures that you can build, which I might buy those as well eventually. A base card can be deployed even when a base is already in play. In that situation, the base already in play is destroyed. Use base cards effectively to improve your battle situation. So, in my opinion, it's not wise to use a base from your hand and play it. You're better off trying to get that burst effect part of the base. That concludes our explanation of burst effects and base cards. Next, we'll learn about blocking. So the white cards are the ones that do blocking mostly, by the way. Now I'll explain blocking. We'll begin with the opponent's attack. The opponent attacks your Gundam. A battle between units occurs. The Gundam has received damage, so its HP is now 3, so their AP could technically kill my Gundam. If this attack succeeds, your Gundam will be destroyed. Try blocking. Blocker. Rest this unit to change the attack target to it. If there is a unit with blocker in the battle area, you can change the attack target to that unit. Block the Girazula's attack with Zort. Block. That's going to kill our blocker no matter what. Also kills their Girazulu. nice block. By blocking, you prevented your Gundam from being destroyed. That concludes our explanation of blocking. Next, we'll learn about action steps. So up here we got, if we click on the log, we can view our basically the logs that happened. And don't forget to visit the log screen if you would like to review any portion that has already been explained, so we can go back if you wanted to. You can rewind or fast forward to earlier or later sections of the tutorial at any time from the log screen. Access the log screen by tapping on the log button shown at the left of the screen. Now I'll explain command cards. Go ahead and try using a command card from your hand. It's going to have us use thoroughly damaged. Main, choose one rested enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. Play that thoroughly damaged command card in your hand and destroy the enemy Gazette sleeves. So basically, play it. Just hit yes, as we've already read the effect. Click on that and then hit play. As you just saw, command cards are one-time use cards that can be played from the hand in order to activate their command effects. I was about to go over this, but so this is a good thing. So some command cards have pilot effects. For example, Hawkeye Endymion can be used as a pilot. Mula Flaga, so he can pilot whatever the heck this thing is behind him. I have that in this specific deck here, which is the white and red deck. Which is actually STO4 Siege Strike. So if you guys want to see that deck profile, there's a video for it on my channel. Probably put a link to both my deck not deck profiles, my deck unboxings for the ones that I've done so far, which is STO3 Zeon's Rush and STO4 Siege Strike. I'm waiting on the other two to do 2 more. In this app, to activate a command effect, drag it to the play area as you would a normal command card. To activate a pilot effect, place it over the target unit. You successfully use a command card. Well done. Next, we'll learn about action steps. Now I'll explain action steps. In this scene, you'll be on the receiving end of an attack. The opponent attacks your Gundam. If this attack succeeds, your Gundam will be destroyed. Entering the action step. In the action step, players can take turns activating action command cards or activate action effects. Starting with the defending player, you have a command card with an action effect in your hand, so try using it. Main action, choose 1 enemy unit. It gets AP -3 during this turn. I believe that destroys that one. Not necessarily destroys it, but it stops it from doing damage to me. The action step ends when the defending player and the attacking player pass twice in a row. The action step goes to the opponent next, but it appears there's nothing they can do. The action step returns to you again, but there's nothing you can do either, so pass and move to the damage step. You used an action effect and managed to survive the opponent's assault. As you just saw, skillfully using your cards during action steps can help you gain the advantage during a game. You played that brilliantly. That concludes our explanation of action steps. You played an excellent game, finished by attacking with a unit deployed in your battle area and deliver the final blow to your opponent. The enemy has no cards in their shield area, so if you can deal battle damage to the enemy player, you'll win. You may have already noticed, but by pressing the back button in the window, will return you to the previous explanation. Also, pressing the auto button will enable the text to advance automatically. I've already tried doing that. It does not so far. congratulations, you won. That's all the fundamentals you need to know in order to play the Gundam card game. Try playing tutorial 2 next, which we will end up doing. And then this is where we are, where we were when we started. So we will be doing tutorial 2 in the next video. And then we will also be doing the grayed out free play mode, which I believe will unlock after tutorial 2. But anyways, as always, thanks for watching. Catch y'all in the next one.